It's your boy G-Wiz, man. Back up in here with another SSL 6 video. Wanted to say shout out to everybody who's been tuning in, man, and leaving comments, suggestions, questions, and stuff like that, man. I really appreciate it. All the new subscribers, welcome to the Lava Lamp Zone, where we just trying out some gear, man. Letting y'all know what I think about the SiX and I guess some tips and tricks that y'all can use. So one of the first things I want to address, well, not the first thing, it's probably like the third or fourth thing actually, but another thing I want to address is I got a good question from somebody about stemming out multiple channels in your DAW. Y'all know I like to use Pro Tools when it comes to recording and editing vocals and stuff like that. I had to make some beat stuff on Logic too, because I make my beats in Logic. So maybe I do some videos on there to show y'all how I'm outputting stuff and inputting stuff in there too. But before we do that, I got a really good question from a gentleman who asked me about using multiple channels in his DAW and sending those channels out to such a limited mixer like this. And I told him that there's a couple different workarounds that I like to try when I'm doing it. Today I got a session up. This is from the Lava Lamp Zone project, man, so y'all gonna get to hear this soon too. This is like a little preview, I guess you could say, but this is a record that I was working on. It has about, if I had to guess, I say we got about 30 tracks in here. So I'm gonna show you guys what I do as far as summing into this thing and getting the best signal and the best sound possibly I can, taking advantage of my board. I also found out another trick that I wanted to show y'all with the headphone jack. Remember, we've been talking about that for a while, so I'm going to show you how to get 2 more additional outputs out of your Apollo. I know a lot of you guys are only using 4, but I'm going to show you a trick that's going to get you 2 more, and it's going to be using the headphone jack. So we could do that mono left, mono right, or we could do it as a stereo channel using 1 cable, which is pretty dope. I discovered that earlier today when messing around. So I'm going to show you how I'm doing it, how I'm using it, and I hope it's useful for some of y'all. So check it out. All right. So here's my session. Here's my SiX right here. Got it set up. Got my lava lamps, man, because you know it's the Lava Lamp Zone. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let's get back to this. So I got this set up right here. This is my session. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. Oh, a little better. I'm gonna get a tripod one of these days, man. We gonna make it funky a little bit. Until then, here's my session that y'all can see. This is a pretty large session, man. Like I said, I got about probably about 25, 30 channels in here. Between like auxes and stuff like that and actual vocal checks. But yeah, so a lot of people have been wondering how you gonna get all of this through these couple of channels right here and still, you know, be able to get a full sound and take advantage of your circuitry and your board, but be able to output all of these stems through such limited amounts of channels. So I'm gonna show you. What I do is in Pro Tools or inside of my DAW, I mix like I'm gonna mix, you know what I'm saying? I use my time-based effects, everything like that inside of here. And then what I end up doing is I ended up busing a lot of my groups to auxes, aux channels that I have here. For instance, this is bus 1 and 2, 7, 8, 9, 10, yada yada yada. These are my time-based effects right here. Running a little Lexicon. And we're also running some nice delay. I like delays and reverbs. That's my thing, man. But yeah. So for instance, let's take this piece right here. As you can tell, if you look at my actual session, these are the vocals right here that we're hearing, and I have those vocals going to 2 stereo channels here. One right here with Ash, one right here with Bree. So I'm basically setting up groups inside of Pro Tools. So once I have my groups together, I'm able to output those to my SiX using, of course, channels 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So what I've been doing is, I got my beat coming in on 3/4. Oh, another thing that I also do, this is a cool little trick that I do. Some of the time-based effects, if I don't want them all necessarily on the same channel, like for instance, I have some reverb and a little delay from my verse on here, kind of blended in with the actual instrumental track. Let me show you what I'm talking about. All right, so here's a group of vocals that I have from my verse. And I'm busting these out to an aux that has an input of 11 and 12. So I'll go over here to 11 and 12. This is where it's at right here. All of those are coming to this channel right here. That's all coming to the same channel. So what I did was, I have my instrumental beat going out 3 and 4 to my 6. So what I did was I actually sent this out to 3 and 4 too, and just blended it in a little bit, blended it into the background of the music. That way I could still use it in my mix, but it's gonna be controlled with the instrumental as well. So I'm just kind of using some blending techniques and bouncing techniques, like I said we would do back in the day when we was using those tape recorders, and we had to bounce down certain things to certain tracks to free up more space for us to record more stuff. So that's a cool little trick I wanted to show y'all. Right, so here we gonna arrive back at Ashley's vocals. We're gonna talk about these a little bit more. This is Ashley's vocals, these are Bree's vocals right here. But what I did was, again, came up with my mix in the box, and then I ended up routing those signals out to their own aux channels over here. So we got one for Ash and we got one for Bree right here. So check it out. See how those auxes are coming in with the outputs from these. I just routed everything over to here, and once I routed them to here, I took these two and I routed those to channel 1 on my 6. So that's where they coming in at right there. And so on and so forth for the other vocal groups, or for the other groups of whatever it is that I'm trying to send through my board. Again, I got 3 channels to work with, or 4 technically. Or 4 faders, should I say? I'm sorry, not channels. 6 channels, 4 faders. But so I'm basically doing the groups that I have in here, kind of copying those groups over to here, so I can actually mix on my board and send it back into here. Let me show you guys what I found out with this headphone output too, because I took advantage of that thing too. So before I was doing I was kind of routing everything to the instrumental track, just to free up a little more space. But I you know, sat and thought about it, and I said, you know, we got this headphone jack right here on the Apollo. Let's use this for an output too. So I plugged a 1/4 inch TRS into here, and I went into channel 5 on my 6. So what I routed there were all my time-based effects. Let me unsolo and unmute all this stuff so I can show you on the board. Boom. Alright, so I sent my time-based effects, my reverb and my delay. I use headphone out. Boom. You go to your DAW, you go to the output. This one's all the way down at the bottom. Boom, 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 boom. Bam. Headphone, left, right, stereo. So I selected that. Got my output from my headphone jack, and like I said, I'm going into channel 5. And see, now I have those time-based effects that were here. I got those routed out to the headphone jack. Boom. Headphone jack into channel 5. Tip ring sleeve. Channel 5 makes it stereo for you. If I go plug into there, it's just gonna do mono right. I take that same TRS, I plug into channel 5, it's gonna give me a stereo signal. Pretty dope. Also, my headphone output, I wanna make sure that's going. Of course, we got the monitors, headphones, or the monitor outputs, but we click the headphone out, turn that up. I crank mine because I really like the sound of the effect, but you can also trim it from here too. So that gives me a lot more flexibility when I'm trying to mix with the time-based effect and the actual vocal, dry vocal. And I'm just running some, Lexicon and a little bit of just like mod delay from Pro Tools. So that's a great trick, guys. Use that headphone out and you're gonna get 2 more outputs out of your Apollo Twin. You're not gonna just be stuck with 4. Now you got 6 if you want to break it down and get technical with it, man. So here you go. All right, so we talked a little bussing. We talked a little more routing, I guess you could say, but more bussing and creating groups inside of your DAW and sending those groups out to channels on your SiX. Really helpful. Also, I showed you guys the headphone trick. So take advantage of that headphone output in your DAW. It's really useful, man. It gets you a couple of more outputs on your Twin. And we all are wrecking our brains sometimes trying to figure out how to get more outs out of this thing because it's so limited, but it's so great at the same time. But you got 2 more analog outs there. And again, you just plug that into channel 5 on your SiX, and you're good to go, man. You got a stereo signal for fader number 4. Works for me, man. To the next time, man. Y'all got any more questions, hit me up. Let me know what you think. Send me some comments, subscribers, you know, whatever you want me to do, man. I'll try it out on here. I'm gonna get some A and B stuff up soon. But this is a cool way for you guys to group those channels, take advantage of summing inside of this thing. This is a great summing mixer. I'm having a lot of fun mixing on it, and the mixes are sounding incredible. So anybody else got any questions, let me know. It's your boy G-Wiz. I'm out, man. Peace.